Alright, so we're back again. We got another engine and another pile of parts. We're just gonna stick some new parts in here. I got the oil hole and the governor hole plugged up with bolts. Look at that cute little washer on there.
Mm-hmm. And it's beveled.
The washer's beveled?
Mm-hmm.
Does it say that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's got a chamfer on one side. Special washer that have a chamfer on one side of the hole to clearance the radius under the head bolt.
Now these billet rods here have 2 dots on there, so you know which side goes back together. These have a cut groove, and they just line up back like that. When you're putting your bearings in, the tab goes in that little notch there. We need to pop the clip out of this piston. Wrist pin.
Now is that on right?
Yeah.
I was gonna make sure. I didn't even think about it till right now. I was like, oh, did we put it on the right way?
You done over there with the Rice Krispies?
It's not as loud. It's a dog barking.
I know, that's annoying too. So we got the so we got the connecting rod onto the piston. We got the wrist pin back in and the clip back in there. We're gonna make sure the ring gaps are all in different places. I'm gonna put this on the cylinder.
Because down here it says once you've made sure that your clearance is set, it just says to torque it to 150 if you're using moly lube or 170 if you're using oil. You guys said it.
65.
Oh. Did it click?
No.
Oh.
She was getting a little smug.
Yeah, I don't know. It talked about using a 1/4-inch socket with an adapter.
That ain't happening.
I'm like, how are you putting that in there? Click there. There it is.
Alright. 75, 85, 95.
Did you put anything on the bolts?
Mm-hmm.
Molly?
Mm-hmm.
Molly around the world? Yeah, it says 150, and it also says right here, it is also good practice to periodically recheck. Guess we'll do that if we see them again. But where did I see it? Oh, right here. It is better to be slightly over these torque specs than under them.
Okay.
Turn your own crank, it's fun. Let's say make sure that socket's all the way on there. What was that?
125
and 150.
So that's good. 150. Alright, so we know that's top dead center, so that means our mark is where it needs to be. So we can go ahead and stick our lifters back in there. And we're gonna get our 255 CL grind cam, and link for this will be in the description and up here at the top. I'm not gonna put lube on it yet because I'm gonna make sure we don't have any clearance issues. Look in there now. Put the light back there like you had, and then
Yeah, that's why.
there's definitely a gap.
There's a gap.
Even if I pull this up there, there's still a gap, right?
Yeah, it's probably a 1/16 of an inch.
Alright, we're good. Sounds good enough for me. Alright, it appears nothing's hitting in there, so we're going to put the side cover back on, and that's the last time you're going to see these parts. Connecting rod, billet rod in here, looking awesome. Link up here and down in the description, also with the cam.
We'll throw some lube on that cam.
Oh yeah, that's right. We didn't lube the cam. Alright, we'll turn that to right there. Pull that out there.
2 arrows.
We'll squirt a little bit on there, a little bit. Oh, this got a hair on it. We don't want a hair on it.
Where did that come out of nowhere?
I think it's just spider webs. We'll put a little bit on these.
Some go fast lube.
Rub it in there. In here.
Turn, crank, it's fun.
Well, you know how sticky this moly lube is.
Uh-huh. Turn your own crank, it's fun.
Top drawer toolbox. Top toolbox. There's a little bit of gasket sealer shit.
Dyno Cams.
We even though the engine was brand new, we still buggered up the gasket right here a little bit. So we're just gonna put a little gasket sealer on there, stick it back down, and it'll be just fine. The rest of it can just squish on out the back there. So if there's definitely something to take away from this, you want to make sure you have all the parts that you're going to need, and most likely gaskets are included in that.
Nope, it stays. Let's see. Got the rod bolt, so don't there. Rod.
So now we're done with the block. We at least have one good block. Now this is going to be fun.
Everything's 17.
2 ugga-duggas.
The head bolts. The only thing that aren't are the rocker arm nuts.
Those are good enough.
Those are 94-inch parts. I know. We need like a ceiling mount. Like adjustable, like.
We can build one. Alright, so we got two 26-pound valve springs here. These stock ones here are pretty easy to get out. You just wiggle it over. There ain't nothing to it. And they pop right out. These you can squish as much as you want. These little buggers right here are extremely strong.
These are probably like 8.
So,
or 10, maybe 10 pound.
This is going to be fun. So we're going to stick this on here. I'm going to hold the valve up.
You need me to hold the valve up?
Nah, I don't know. I'm just going to use that to squeeze off of. Try to get that around there. Yep. There we go.
I'm going to stay back here.
So, there's one. And
oh, they don't actually have like valve keepers.
There's 2.
Those are way easier than the.
No, they're not.
That was way easier than the the 390.
No, I did that one.
Dude, we didn't do them that fast.
I did. You didn't. You want me to take it off and you can try it?
No, I'm good.
She's on there. It's a heck of a lot stronger than those ones, I can promise you.
Oh, I know.
So,
head gasket.
we have a new 40 thousandths head gasket. And a little bit of schmutz on here. There, stick there, stick those down, stick that on there. Yeah, stick that on there. little bit.
Hot one.
Alright, so we pulled the key off there. They recommend lapping the flywheel to the crank. So you put some compound in there and spin it all around. Not like that, but we'll give that a try.
There's Ryan going there. That's a shot. It's not trying to get that. Turn your own crank, it's fun.
Where did that come from?
By me saying that?
Yes.
It was in the Summit book. There's a big nut, a big socket that goes on your crank, like it goes on the snout of the crank. And that was the phrase that said, turn your own crank, it's fun. And anytime I'm working on a crankshaft, I think of that. You got the big nut. It says the torque that bad boy at 54 foot-pounds.
Looks about right. Alright, so I set the valve lash to 4 thousandths. Now there's something I noticed here when doing that. There's a little bit of play in these rockers side to side. So if the rocker's all the way this way, I got a good 4 thousandths gap. 5,000 doesn't want to go in it. Now if the rocker's moved this way, that gap is a lot tighter. I can't even get the 4 thousandths in there. So it being on a slight angle, as there's a gap over here, the tolerance is tighter. But I think I'm gonna run it there because I'd rather have it tighter. I think it'll be alright. We got 4 thousandths on each side. So that's something to note when you're doing your valve adjustment. If you have it all the way over here and you adjust it, you might end up with it too loose once it wiggles around and it's on this side. So just something to take note of. Got the pressure.
You spin it the other way?
No. Alright, so I cut up one of the old side covers. That way I could see what was going on in there. Apparently it was just a little bit of backlash between the cam gear here, so you can see what it's doing. When it's held in place, there's not quite that much, but enough that you could hear it. Actually, I can stick that on there real quick so I can show you. Alright, so we got the side cover on. I'm not going to throw the bolts in there because I just want to show you real quick. It's not moving very much, but it's just enough that it makes a sound. That's what I was hearing in there. So we'll go ahead and get that off. Since I've been turning it around a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and slide this cam out and put a little bit more lube on there. We got a new gasket from OMB Warehouse. These are very cheap, so it's worth replacing. Even on the brand new engine, I destroyed the corners on two of them here. Yeah, you could probably silicone it and use it again. Even there, it's got a little bit of a, but you don't want to take the chance of your engine leaking after you get it put back together and having to do it all over again. So we're going to go ahead and throw the side cover on. We got the gasket all cleaned up. Alright, so we got the side cover on, we got the dial caliper on here, we have it set to 0. I don't know if you can see that there, but you can see it's set to 0 there. And then what I'm measuring is crankshaft end play, which is how much the crankshaft can walk back and forth. Now this measurement is going to be different from when it's cold to when it's hot. Obviously you're not going to put a hot engine together. So you see online people like it anywhere between 5 thousandths and 20 thousandths. I reached out to Eric at OMB Warehouse and he prefers them around 8 thousandths, so that's what we're shooting for. So you can see here we got 0 thousandths set to the gauge, and we're going to push this way, and you can see what we got here is 8 thousandths exactly end play. So let me do this to make sure I'm not blocking it for you. And we'll move this way. There's 0. And there's 8 thousandths. So we got 8 thousandths end play on this. They have shims that you can, if you have too much end play, there's shims that you can put in here to true that up to get it where you want it. So we can go ahead and pull all this off of there now. See if we can put this on somewhat straight. Good enough.
I'm trying not to go.
Now this engine's done. Is that the oil we're going with?
What? Is that the one you want?
No. What is it? That's a 1030?
Yeah.
No, it's
Half?
fucking 530.
Yeah, it'll work.
533.
It's got what's up, John Force on the front of it.
It's got John Force on the front of it.
Pour some oil on there. What we got here? Half a quart of Peak. It's got John Force on it, so it's got to be good. Tip her over that way. Funnel's way too big, so hopefully we don't pour it all over the fucking place.
Where's it come from? John Force. Force. shit.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
You could definitely tell it's got a cam in it.
Yeah, it doesn't. It ain't got that smooth.
It's got that.
So, am I gonna go? Am I gonna stall? Am I gonna go? Am I gonna stall?
That's what
Stall.
the cam is. That's what the cam is. Is that why you have to adjust the
Fuel. Oh, that's just to give it more fuel, but.
Jesus.
Oh, you got the throttle with that finger?
Yeah, I was trying.
Shut up.
Jumping, man.
nuts. Sounds
She's a
good.
little warm. We'll let her cool down, and then we'll give her another warm up. So that's the first engine we got built, put together. Thanks to OMB Warehouse for sponsoring. All the links to the parts we used are down in the description. Thing runs amazing. Sounds great, even with the stock muffler, it sounds great. Second engine will be coming soon. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe. Thanks for watching.